Lemons, limes, lemon soda, lime soda, and lemon lime soda all taste completely different. I'm very grateful that our eyes don't steam up like glasses lenses. It really be feeling like they do sometimes though. That's called dissociation, baby. I don't dissociate, I just can't see. You need glasses. I have glasses.
Bruh.
Honestly, the least realistic part about the magic school bus is that a public school has a class size of 8. Boomers calling millennials and Gen Z snowflakes is ironic since they've f***ed up the climate so there won't be snowflakes in the future. Technically everything, trash, cars, buildings, plastic, chemicals, etc. on this planet has always been here. It has just changed forms one way or another. The division sign represents a fraction where the dots are numbers. Whomever named our current pandemic coronavirus instead of Kung Flu missed a golden opportunity. Tom and Jerry are friends, but Tom has to act like he hates Jerry so his owner won't replace him with a cat who will actually kill his friend. If we were carnivorous and all of our teeth were sharp, imagine how much it would hurt to accidentally bite your tongue. Viruses you get from sites are digital STDs. Leather armor is the best for sneaking because it's literally made of hide. Birthdays were a nice way of the human race to agree everyone deserves a day to be celebrated. You could make 100k an hour from birth till 100 years old and still be poorer than Jeff Bezos. Technically, if vegans were to go all out, they wouldn't be able to use any crude oil related products, including plastic and electricity from the grid generated through burning fossil fuels. Math is the source code of the universe. Physics is the anti-cheat of the universe. The difference between being educated and brainwashed is the number of places you get your information. Backward of Sirius Iris, maybe she is a part of an eye who is watching others' privacy. Videos could have credits at the end of the video and we would have no idea. At some point, while cremating, the body is perfectly cooked. You don't actually bite down on anything since you are bringing up your lower jaw. If the world would have the same reaction to the dangers of cigarette smoking or heart disease as they do to coronavirus, we'd probably save a whole lot more lives. If you ever find yourself naked in public, you probably want to cover up your face instead of your privates. YOLO is a warning to not do anything stupid. With Wolverine's crazy fast healing ability, he could feed an entire village of cannibals for their entire lives. Toilet thought, you know you've been on it for too long when you pee twice. Bees die after having sex, so next time you see a bee, remember it's a virgin. Hug, what a loser. If your Liz more gender neutral / socially accepted than you guys these days, Texas is more progressive than we thought. When male cartoon characters get stiff after being kissed, it's the kid-friendly version of getting a People think the world is ending now, but imagine what people were thinking when they were born into living through both world wars. People look down on you when you eat 2 or 3 sandwiches, but don't bat an eye when you're eating a foot long at Subway. Dogs probably feel extremely popular at parties with a lot of introverts. If the idea of was created today, not a single person would take it seriously. The closest thing to piloting the Millennium Falcon is to drive on the interstate while it is heavily snowing. Someone on the Titanic was probably eating iceberg lettuce when it all went down, and never got to share that tidbit with anybody. 100 years ago, seeing a child play Beethoven was an experience you'd remember for the rest of your life, whereas nowadays you'd probably only watch about 10 seconds of the video. People born on 10/10/10 will turn 10 this year. The stock market is rich people betting when the economy will collapse. Cigarettes and alcohol are the only products that openly criticize themselves on their own packages. Someone in the world literally has the biggest brain and there's no way to know who. Someday you'll wipe your ass for the last time without even knowing. Dogs probably don't mind coronavirus quarantine since they get to spend all day with their owners. A starfish can grow back its limbs and also grow back its whole body from a limb, so if you buy one starfish, break all its legs, you will soon get multiple starfish. Keep doing that and you'll get infinite starfish and you can sell it to get infinite money. On FaceTime, if one person turns off their lights, it will help preserve the other person's battery. If you become a teacher right after college, you essentially go to school your whole life. Pudding cups taste better with plastic spoons than it does with metal ones. Functionally, the skirt is more suited for men than for women. One day, when we colonize Mars, people born there will eventually form conspiracy theories about Earth people not existing. The creator of Photoshop would have had much more fun if they never told anyone about it. Weird Al needs more credit for a solid 38-year-long career without a single controversy of impropriety, cruelty, or misconduct. He's always just been a nice guy who makes funny music. The starfish's mouth is at its center. Mermaids wear it as bras. Medieval people considered themselves just as modern and advanced as we consider ourselves. Someday archaeologists are going to dig up Disney World and think that we worshipped a mouse. Maybe Usain Bolt can run way faster than he does now, but he's holding it in case someone breaks his record. If we ever decolonize Mars, we are gonna have to come up with a whole new calendar. When you pay for things with a credit card, you're paying with your future earnings. When you pay with a debit card, you're paying with your past earnings. Human clothes are designed to cover genitals, and dog clothes are designed to not cover genitals. There's dozens of different flavors of apples, but only one flavor of apple juice. There is no greater joy than randomly finding junk food you've forgotten you've bought. Your left pocket is your main inventory, but your right pocket is usually your quick select. There's an entire generation that doesn't know about the Star Wars vs Star Trek debate because the infighting within the Star Wars fandom is far more prevalent. If Ant-Man's suit worked by reducing space between atoms, he wouldn't be able to shrink down smaller than an atom. Buying lottery ticket is buying a moment to imagine what to do with the winnings. That 1% germ must be lonely. Every letter in rounded is rounded. Prince William is 100% royal and Kate is 0% royal. That makes their baby the half-blood prince. Sometime in the near future, we'll have world maps with Antarctica having an actual color rather than white. 3 AM is either late or early based on your lifestyle. Dogs are so loyal to their human that if they could use their own computer, they would have their owner as their desktop background. Nobody who lived prior to the last 60 years actually knew or saw what the planet Earth looked like. If men had monthly cramps, we would already be on World War VIII. As a kid, the teacher's lounge is a mythical place you'd never see. As an adult, you realize it's just a break room. Cinco de Mayo is on Taco Tuesday this year. In a world of flying cars and teleporting boots, a train is a pretty inefficient form of transportation to magic school. Men are criticized for being too dramatic when they are sick, man flu, but they're a lot less likely to get others sick if they just stay in bed instead of trying to push through it. Okay, if there's someone named Harry who works with clay in this world, he has to open a shop named Harry's Pottery. Everyone's like, I'm Gryffindor or I'm Slytherin. Maybe you're neither. Maybe you're a groundskeeper at Hogwarts with a butterbeer problem. Because of contraceptives, evolution is now in favor of those being irresponsible. Your puss will never be as deep in a woman than it was in your mom. Give man a whistle and he will be able to whistle, but teach a man to whistle and he will also be able to whistle. Both the answers to the question, are we alone in the universe, is equally scary. Having the same hair length, a man is said to have long hair while a woman is said to have short hair. A ghost could be vigorously breakdancing behind you and you wouldn't know. When astronauts return with moon rocks and other extraterrestrial substances, the Earth becomes a little bit heavier. When people pierce their baby's ears, they have decided that it's okay to harm their child for purely aesthetic reasons. The real reason governments go after drug dealers is because they make money without paying taxes. When you sit in silence with someone you barely know, it's the most awkward thing in the world, but when you do it with someone you close to, it's the most normal thing in the world. Thanks to things like live photos and digital picture frames, the moving pictures in Harry Potter aren't that outlandish anymore. The Incredibles becomes a really dark movie when you realize Syndrome attempted to kill Mr. Incredible's wife and children as payback for disrespecting him. There was a time not so long ago when we had to physically mail our funny videos to a television show and hope they choose to share it with viewers. A curse word was probably not invented by the person who said it first, but the first one to be offended by it. Clicking pens is one of those sounds you love to make but hate to hear. Anytime one of the members of the royal family has sex with someone, that person is royally fricked. The four elements, earth, water, air, and fire, coincide with the four states of matter, solids, liquids, gases, and plasmas. If food touches the table it is dirty, but when utensils touch the table they are still clean. A large majority of all the conversations you will have in your life will be between you and yourself. There was probably at least one guy back in Greek times that would get women to think he was Zeus just to get laid. You know society is on the downtrend when the news is forced to explain to people how to properly wash their hands. There were multiple chefs killed in the medieval days because the food taster had an allergy to seafood, peanuts, or something else. A scented candle store burning down would smell amazing. Because there are always pregnant people, the average number of skeletons in a body is higher than one. I never needed to think about this, but now I'm reblogging it and all of you can suffer as well.